All right, it is 7:02. I'm going to call to order the School District 59 Board of Education meeting. It is Wednesday, June 10th. If I could have Secretary Eddie call the roll.
Mr. Bookler.
Present.
Ms. Sack. Present. Ms. Eddy, present. Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Ms. Kitzinger. Here. Ms. Notini. Here. And Mr. Chesney.
Here.
All right, our first item is Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next we have comments, suggestions from the public. I don't think we have anybody signed up. Does anybody wish to address the board tonight? If not, we can move into our board recognition and presentation from the District 59 Education Foundation on their scholarship winners.
Good evening.
Thanks. Okay, I'll start over. This year marks the third year that the Education Foundation awarded scholarships to District 214 graduates who had attended District 59 for 3 years or more. You may remember that last year we added a trade scholarship to our program. Unfortunately, we did not receive any essays for the trades this year. So the team decided to award 2 academic scholarships to each of our feeding schools, Elk Grove, Prospect, and Rolling Meadows, totaling 6 scholarships. Each student was required to answer these questions. Did you attend District 59 schools for at least 3 years or more? How did your experiences in District 59 make an impact on your education and help shape your future? Describe a challenge or adversity you faced as a student and how you overcame it. The District 59 Foundation values service to the community. Tell us about a time when you provided service to your school or community. This year, we received 46 essays. Each one was a joy to read.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to introduce Rose Kelly, who's the president of our District 59 Education Foundation. Most of you already know who she is. So she is a retired office manager from District 59, and I am Ann Spindler, and I am a retired District 59 educator. So we are pleased to announce our scholarship winners. So we awarded 6 this year, and we were able to get 3 to come tonight. Some of our students have college orientations, but I'm still going to announce their background and their bios. So our first candidate, or our first winner, is Francesco Soto. So Francesco attended Salt Creek and Grove Junior High, and Francesco plans to attend DePaul University, where he will major in marketing and finance. So congratulations to Francesco. Yeah. Okay. Our next winner is Vaibhav Kuru, and he attended Brentwood. Did I say your name wrong? I practiced. Okay, you want to say your name correctly?
Vaibhav Kuru.
Okay. And I did teach phonics, and I heard it wrong. So he attended Brentwood, Friendship, and Prospect High School. He will be attending the University of Illinois in Champaign, and he's going to major in aerospace engineering, and he's planning to minor in electrical and computer engineering. At Illinois, he will be a provost and chancellor scholar. So congratulations. You can see we have some just great kids. It's so hard. Our next winner was Andrew Crestel, and Andrew attended Juliet Low, Holmes, and then Rolling Meadows High School. He will attend Indiana University and study finance at the Kelly School of Business. Okay, congratulations, Andrew. Our scholarship winners that were unable to attend this evening are Marianne Shova, and Marianne went to Brentwood, Friendship, and Prospect High School. And she too will attend the University of Illinois in Champaign, and she's planning on double majoring in political science and economics with a minor in French. So congratulations, Marianne. Okay. Our next winner is Joey DeVito. And Joey attended Juliet Low, Holmes, and Rolling Meadows High School. He will attend Michigan State University, where he plans to study construction management. A special note about Joey, his sister, Kiera, was a scholarship winner 2 years ago. So, I know, isn't that cool? So, and our last winner is Ashley Broad. And Ashley Broad attended Claremont, Byrd, and Grove Junior High, and then Elk Grove High School. Next year, she will attend the University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh, and she plans to study nursing and Spanish, and she's also going to play flag football there. A special note about Ashley, and I found this out after we had picked our winners, of course. After selecting Ashley, we discovered that she is the granddaughter of longtime District 59 employees, Mike and Judy Sanders. So some of you may remember Mike and Judy. So anyway, so now I did warn the boys that some of you may have just like a quick question to ask them, if anybody wants to ask them anything, so they are prepared. Nothing hard, nothing scary.
I just want to say we're all so proud of you. You're the best of our district. It's wonderful to see you grown up. And I hope that you will be as successful in college as you were here. And I hope that someday you will come back and give back to your community.
Thank you.
Anybody?
Did you say there were 43 applicants total?
46.
46, wow. So kudos to you guys for that many kids to apply and your hard work. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. You're off to a great start.
We did a lot of reading in a short period of time, and it wasn't speed reading. But I did also want to say that, interesting enough, the names of the teachers that students pointed out as being influential to their education are Mr. Ron Levine. He was mentioned several times. Mr. Prusco, Mrs. Diaz, Mr. Bruce Patty, Mrs. Ann Wing, and Mrs. Jenny Packer. And when we were reading the essays, we did not know about all of their backgrounds. So, Joey, Ashley. And then I'm the one that digs into things to find out where they went, whatever. And I'm like, holy Toledo, I said, and when I got Ashley's, I play a game with Ashley's grandmother, and I did not tell her. And then she said to me, she goes, don't you have something to tell me? I go, what? She goes, Ashley got a scholarship. And I'm like, I wanted her to tell you, and I didn't want to have to tell you. But you know what? It is so exciting for Ann and I and Karen to read these, to know what teachers do for kids. And it's this district making these great kids. And I wished I could share some of these. I know that, Sarah gets to hear some of this when we're at our meetings, but these kids just get it. They listen to everything that teachers say and do. So kudos to everyone in the district from here all the way to there. Thanks.
Can I ask one
Is that
question?
something that you're giving them? Or is
Yeah,
that?
we did.
Okay.
And I was going to wait, but.
Michelle's coming. Michelle's coming.
Yeah, I just had it's the same question for each of you, is how, I'm so impressed that you've already picked your major. Now, you might change it along the way, but just curious how you decided what your major was going to be.
So at my high school, there's a business club called.
Okay.
For me, at my high school, there's a business club called DECA. So DECA is like a business club. Its goal is to really prepare emerging leaders in like finance, marketing, hospitality. for like careers in these industries. So I joined last year and I had like a lot of success in it. I made it all the way to like the national competition. So in April, I got to compete in Atlanta, Georgia at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Additionally, I was like my chapter's vice president, and that I also served on the Illinois DECA License Leaders Team, where I like served over 6,500 Illinois DECA members across the 81 chapters. So that's kind of what ignited my passion for just the business industry.
Wow, that's a great answer and a great plug. So thank you so much. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
For me, sophomore year, I joined this activity called Science Olympiad. It was just created that year, and that really pushed me to get into engineering and STEM, especially. My first year, I did like a health event. I didn't really enjoy it too much. And then junior year, senior, I started doing this event called Electric Vehicle and Robot Tour, where the goal is to design, with robots, the goal is to design a robot that can traverse a course. Electric vehicle, similar idea. And both those activities really challenged me a lot because I didn't know how to code at all at the time. So I had to learn how to code, how to use circuitry and all that. And so gaining those new skills really motivated me and pushed me into the field and just showed me how interesting the field is and how much of an impact I could make in the future.
Wow, so glad you had that experience. And it's no small feat to be accepted for engineering
Yes.
at the University of Illinois. So best of luck to
Thank
you.
For me at Meadows, there's like pathways and business pathways. And I took a lot of classes from freshman, sophomore, pretty much every year, except maybe junior year. I didn't do too as much as I used to. But that really, just like the teachers and everything, they just kind of, made my passion for, I guess, finance. And I might do something else with it too. I don't know yet. But it was really just the pathway at Meadows that kind of
Really paid off.
really paid off. And also my dad is in a similar field, so I kind of like that as well.
Think about accounting too.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
a lot of
looking at
opportunity.
doing a finance accounting kind of
Yeah,
major.
absolutely. That's always a
Yeah,
job.
yeah, exactly. That's
All
all.
right, congratulations.
And even though you guys pick your majors, even though you guys pick your majors, does not mean that that's where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
I mean, I finished finance. I'm not in finance. I'm actually in IT department, business analytics. But so go out there and have fun, and enjoy and discover what it is that you enjoy. If it's the same thing that you're enjoying right now, perfect. Continue with it. If it's something else, explore it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. Thank you, guys. Congratulations. So, you want to do a picture? Ben, you want to do a picture?
They're gonna do it.
Outside? Okay. All right. So we are going to go into closed session to give you a chance to leave. So I just need a motion to go into closed session for items 5A and 5B.
Oh, go ahead, Lucas. I'll second.
Move to second. Can we have a vote, please?
Okay, sorry. Ms. Sack?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini? Aye. Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
All right. We will enter closed session. The goal will be to be out, famous last words, by 7:30.
Okay, let's go.
All right, we are back in open session, so we can move on to our superintendent reports.
All right, well, good. All right, good evening, everyone. Well, we have wrapped up the school year, and we will start off with some end-of-year closeout updates and then some new learning that's already started. So I have finished my first, I think it was 11 weeks here on the job as the last week of school, and it's been absolutely wonderful, I have to say. And I started off, we had a retreat today with our leaders. I have to say the role is a dream come true. I feel like I've landed home with my team, the broader team, our principals, our teachers, and I've spent my time out and about as much as possible. And so Maribel, who works alongside me, is probably the best executive assistant there is and tracks where I'm supposed to be at all times, and even gives me a push, time to leave, Holmes, go here, so you're on schedule. So she's clocked 50 school visits in my time since coming on board. So that's 50 times I've been on campuses, which is where all of the work happens and where I enjoy being most. And that's over 150 classroom visits, connecting with teachers, seeing all the good work that's happening and our students learning. And you see the evidence of this district on students' lives, and that's absolutely amazing and work that I take seriously and that will continue under my leadership here in the district. So excited for that to start off, kicking off the new school year. Everything that we're doing right now is in service of launching the school year in a very strong and powerful and supportive way for our teachers and for our students. Today, this room was quickly transformed. We had 60 leaders in here from the district, principals, assistant principals, norming on our strategic plan and the curricular shifts and changes and instructional pieces that we're making shifts for next year, all in the spirit of supporting the work that our teachers have to do. And so Dr. Robinson will talk about that and lots of exciting things happening. The summer scope of initiatives that we're working on is when I came on board, we were just wrapping up the 5-year strategic plan. And as you all know, that's something we've been talking about for quite a bit. There wasn't a need to completely revamp and redo it, but rather recalibrate and readjust based on the data that we have and where we want to go moving forward as a district. And that's being very clear. We have, I speak of this often, we have every single ingredient for this district to be one of the highest performing districts in the region and a destination district. We are resourced, we have incredible teachers, we have great leaders, we have great students. And so the beginning of incredible things happening, in my opinion, is just starting here. And aligned to that is the strategic plan. And if you remember at the last session, I talked about the importance of having a real strategic plan that is grounded in what's important and what is needed to outline support, move the district forward, and show a very clear idea and vision of where this district is moving. And we knew that we could do that internally and not have to hire any outside consultants to get the job done. So the team worked together and collaborated with both the board, with DEA. We involved our teachers, our cabinet, and we put together a strategic plan that is aligned to what the needs of the district are, which is a focus on high quality instruction that is supporting our teachers in the delivery of their instruction every day, and everything that we do as a district is in alignment of that. And doing that in a high performance culture where we are all mission, vision aligned, supporting one another, and really embodying the history of this district. You often hear at these meetings, people speak so fondly about the support, the collaboration, the camaraderie in the district. And we want to make sure that we're stamping that we want that, we want to grow that, and we want to keep that. And Ross will talk about some new ideas he's thinking about and honoring those who have worked in the district and retired to come back and welcome our new teachers. What we're doing this summer in the next round of retreat for our leaders is we're working on a campus action plan. So we have the strategic plan of the district, which is done, ready for board approval on a quicker timeline than anticipated, which we're happy to be able to deliver that early. That will launch the very first day our teachers are back on in their buildings. And it's aligned to the direction that we're going. So what principals are doing is they receive their data back, their IAR data, their iReady data, or any other data set they have, is they're creating with their teams campus action plans, which are aligned to the strategic plan. So if I'm X elementary school and the data shows that we really need to focus more of our time and energy this year on math. So the campus action plan will address key actions that the campus is working on to improve the quality of instruction in math. And so that would outline what professional development looks like, what support looks like for teachers, what our curriculum team is doing to provide stronger and better resources for our teachers. And so we'll work on that this summer. And summer professional development is well underway, as well as planning for the Institute Day, which Tom will talk about in just a moment. As the year ends, we have important data which is worth sharing, and this data helps us create actionable next steps as where we're going as a district. And I'll present both our end of year benchmark assessment progress, which we use the vendor iReady for that, as well as preliminary IAR data that we have from this from state testing thus far. And we'll start with that. Thank you, Ben, for pulling this up. Okay. Thank you. It's definitely easier on my eyes. Thank you. So this is the 2026 preliminary data review. It's IAR and iReady. And we can jump. So we'll start with English language arts. It's important to note that this data is specific only to our district. We generally compare how we're doing as to how we fall aligned to the state of Illinois. The state of Illinois has not released their data publicly yet, so we don't have that comparison just yet, but we know how we've done as a district, and so we're already using this data to figure out what are the next logical steps to increase student outcomes across our campuses. So when we compare to the state average, I'm comparing us to last year, and so the state of Illinois had a 53.1% proficiency rating. And at the end of this year, the average of our schools is 49.4%, which is an increase from last year of 3.4% increase in English language arts in grades 3 to 8. That is an average of all of our schools. And you can see our demographic, our subgroup data parsed out underneath there. And we've shared the data for our students with IEPs, non-Hispanic, white, low income, non-low income, and English learners. So if you look at this data, while there is a slight increase in achievement level, which we're proud of, and that's a collective work of our staff, we are going to spend time calibrating as a district to figure out what are our next steps. And we know that a world-class district like this will be performing at a much higher proficiency rating. And so the work around high quality instruction, focus on support for our teachers will get us there. So we're confident that we are on the right path and the right track to move forward. We also know very clearly that our subgroup data, our demographic data, we have gaps and we need to close them. And that's the responsibility of our district. And I take that responsibility, and it's ultimately my responsibility to solve that challenge. So in naming the ELA wins, proficiency outcomes have increased consistently for the last 5 years, which is definitely a celebration. 3.4% increase in ELA proficiency from last year to this year. 5 grade levels showed increase in ELA proficiency rates, including 3 with significant gains, and that we're calling a significant gain that or above 3.5% increase. And some areas we call pain points or areas of growth that we take seriously are we had 9 schools' performance fell below the most recently reported state average. And this suggests that there's continued underperformance this year. And our achievement gaps still persist across several student demographic groups, low income versus non-low income, Hispanic versus white, the gap is widening, and students with IEPs versus students without IEPs, the gap is widening. And while this is the data, this is our reality, this won't be our future. And that we know for sure. And we know that to be true because we're making the right moves as a district to support our teachers so that instruction gets stronger, gets better, and we're able to support our students so that they can grow. And while we do have a very diverse learning population in our district, we're very proud of that. And at the same time, that's not a reason why we can't achieve. And that is the absolute reason why we'll achieve. And when we are the highest performing district in the area, it will be because of our diversity. And so we're very proud of that as a district. So this is where we are, but this isn't where our future lies. And in math, we have an overall proficiency rating of 38.4, which is right up against where the state average was last year, 38.5. While it was an increase, and we're proud of every step in the right direction, we need to increase outcomes for our students at a faster, greater level. And so here's what we know. We know that we've got strong teachers that are working. I've been in 150 classrooms and 50 visits to school. I can tell you that that's happening. I can tell you that we've got strong leadership and we have curriculum. And I will tell you the work that needs to happen to change these outcomes, and I talk about it all the time. We've got all the ingredients. It's the system that needs to change to get the results. And when we mean that, we mean not the teachers, not the principals, we just need to get underneath the hood of what we're doing, tighten it up. And so, for example, our math proficiency, you'll see some slight dips across individual campuses. Well, I see this as like a car with a tune-up. We're not going to get rid of the car because it needs 2 new tires. We're going to put 2 new tires on, give it a tune-up, and we're going to keep driving. And so we know that our curriculum team does need to step in and supplement some of the adopted curricular resources because they're not meeting the needs of our teachers. And we're committed to doing that in a very transparent way. And we're sharing these documents with our broader community, and so that they can give us feedback and we can make it better and stronger in support of increased outcomes for kids. Back to math. Making no excuses, we have to do better for our different demographic groups, and we will. And that is the direction we're moving in. We can jump to the next slide. The wins for math, where math proficiency did increase for the 5th consecutive year slightly. 3 grade levels showed increased proficiency. Some areas of growth at the district level and 5 schools, performance fell below the most recently reported state average, suggesting again continued underperformance this year in math. And again, the achievement gaps are persisting with our different demographic groups across the district. Next is end of the year iReady benchmark data. And I mention this because we have 2 important data sets. We have iReady benchmark, which is a 3 times a year benchmark, which gives us important actionable data for teachers to make the necessary instructional choices that they need to make. And we also have state accountability data, which is also important for us to look at. And we're going to work with our principals and teachers when they return back to look at the complexity of the demands of the state exam, of IAR, just so that we are in alignment. And so from a curricular standpoint, we have to ensure that the curricular documents that we're providing our teachers are aligned to the demands and the levels of sophistication that the state is asking students to perform mastery at. If we look at our iReady benchmark data, I just want to unpack this a little bit. So the purpose of the iReady benchmark, as you know, is to screen students 3 times a year, beginning of year, middle of year, and end of year, to see where students are excelling, where intervention may be needed. And iReady data shows growth throughout the year. It evaluates or gives us cause to evaluate our curriculum, our instruction, and the effectiveness of our interventions. And it helps provide targeted resources and professional learning throughout the school year. We can move on. Thank you. And so when I report out the iReady data, I'm using the KPI from our new strategic plan, which I think is really important to name. our new KPI for iReady is the annual increase on district benchmarking assessments in reading and math, which is students at or above grade level, and we're working toward a reduction in achievement gaps across all demographic groups. That names very clearly our purpose for using iReady, and it's to track if our students are on grade level and if we're reducing our achievement gaps among our student demographic groups. So if you look at iReady from beginning of year, middle of year, end of year, both in reading and math respectively, you'll see giant increases in growth areas. Beginning of year for reading was on average in District 59, 13% students at grade level, and that has jumped to 34%. So that's a point of celebration. And so that shows that students that are taking iReady 3 times a year are growing, they are showing increases, and we believe and will operate under the assumption moving forward that that is because of teachers, not because of iReady, and that iReady is capturing how students are performing. And so when I mention iReady, I'm always very careful because it is our teachers that are delivering the instruction and our teachers that are really responsible for any wins that we see with improvement. And iReady as a personal pathway is a supplement, and there are many of them, and this is the supplement that we're using. Same in math. At the beginning of year, 8% of students that took this assessment were at grade level, and that's increased to 34%, which is absolutely tremendous growth of our students. If you look at our demographic data here, where you see plus signs next to the number is actually where the gap shrunk slightly or widened slightly. And if you look at our Hispanic, IEP, low income, and English language learners, you'll see that the data is not significantly increase or decrease in either way. We've kind of held our space, our place in space and in time. And as I mentioned, this is the data that we're looking at this year. And I have every bit of confidence that we're moving in the right direction and we will close these gaps. When we talk about delivering high quality instruction, we're talking about delivering that for every student in our district, whether they are in our most restrictive classrooms or receiving services for gifted and talented. And every student in the middle is going to get the instruction that they need and deserve and can count on for our district to deliver. So we have made some adjustments based on feedback, both from our families, our teachers, and also what we're hearing in the community is the previous guidance was that iReady may be used during WIN, which is an intervention period, what I need, seminar, which is an intervention period at the junior high level, or during core instruction time, when time allows. Say core instruction, typical reading class, ELA class, math class. And the expectation was that most students pass 1 to 2 lessons per week in both ELA and math with teacher discretion for individualized student needs. We're going to make some adjustments to the guidance of iReady usage with regard to the personal pathway. It's a digital resource. iReady instructional pathway time will take place only in our intervention period, which is WIN and seminar at the junior high level. We know, and every data set that we have and can research finds that nothing replaces a high quality teacher performing high quality instruction. And we talk about curricular programs and curriculum. There's a quote that I said, and it's worth naming again, that iReady is a curricular resource, but high quality curricular resources without high quality instruction makes high quality curricular resources irrelevant. So that means that the teacher executing a lesson at the highest level possible and our support of that teacher doing that is what's really going to get the gains in our district. And we know that to be true. And so that's why we are advising that iReady not be used during core subject times, that time is held sacred for teacher instruction. And iReady will be our primary digital resource, and the expectation is still that students complete 1 to 2 lessons per week in ELA. in ELA or math if not receiving direct instruction from their teacher during what I need or seminar periods. And in my thought, this really goes back to the intended purpose of iReady, is to provide a supplement where a teacher may not be able to fill a gap at that given moment. So, for example, in an intervention period, if a teacher is working with a group of students that didn't master a certain skill or standard, then other students can work on iReady individualized pathway. That's how we feel we can best utilize this resource moving forward.
Okay, so just to clarify, this is not going to be homework for the kids.
No,
They will not be expected to do iReady at home.
that is not going to be our guidance.
Okay, good.
When we, like, I know WIN for elementary school is, you know, you have all 20, 25 kids in your class, but seminar in middle school, it's like different classes. So like there's Hawk Friends, there's, you know, cooking, there's all different things. So those students who don't have interventions, are they still going to somehow be required to do one or two sometime throughout the week? Like, or is for those students who have like cooking during, you know, seminar, do they just not need to do it?
Right. So we're not going to expect students to do iReady if we're not providing the time in the day for them to do it. So it won't be our recommendation to complete iReady for homework. It's iReady is going to be used as a supplemental resource, which is what its intended purpose is.
And kids are not going to receive grades from teachers, is that correct on that? Or are they going to do grades?
So we have a committee working on that now to better understand how iReady is being used. I believe it's being used for a certain percentage of a grade now, and we're working on that right now. It's actually a topic that was brought up today, and we have some principals and some teacher groups that we're going to reach out to and work with to figure out how we handle the grading of iReady. Okay. I think that may be our last slide with regard to data. Yes.
Usually in the benchmarking presentation, we would see students who are 3 or more years behind. Is that something that we're going to be looking at?
We can send that. We didn't pull it for this report because we just wanted to show where our students landed at the end of the year, but I can absolutely get that and circulate that information around. We have it, but we didn't put it in this presentation just in the interest of time. And we wanted to prioritize the IAR data at this session, but we can send it along.
Okay, thanks.
As we're going through, you know, curriculum and things like that, can we look at with grading, especially like 7th, 8th grade, maybe not 6th, but like when they have homework assignments or they have assignments due, that if they are due like the first part of a trimester or a quarter, that they don't have all trimester or quarter to complete that assignment without getting anything deducted, because now students are going into high school and they don't have that same type of thank you.
So our junior high grading practices guidelines indicate that students have until the end of a unit to turn in homework for credit. So that's the end of a unit, so that they should not be able to turn in anything more than 2 or 3 weeks late for any credit. So that you shouldn't see anything 12 weeks and we can still turn it in. But we will be reviewing those. Dr. Perdomo will have that on his list to review with junior high teachers.
Well,
this
and I
next
just
year.
think, you know, maybe not 6th and 7th, but by 8th grade,
Yes.
when they're going to go into high school and they're going to get a percentage taken off if it's even a day late.
Yes.
Right. So maybe even just looking at that type of grading, you know, and maybe it's the second half of that 8th grade year, just something to really get them ready for high
Prepare
school.
them for what's ahead. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a lot more to share, and as you know from the last couple of sessions, I like to pass it around and shine a spotlight on my team, which is also doing the heavy lift of gearing up for next year. So we'll turn it over to Tom, who will talk about summer professional learning and some of that which has already started across the district.
All right, thank you, Dr. Galini. Yes, summer professional learning is up and running. We're offering 42 sessions this summer, focused on high quality instruction, high performance culture, social emotional learning and behavior management, special ed, and compliance. We've actually had 104 staff already attend sessions, which really is pretty impressive considering school just got out last week. And it's a great link to our strategic plan and high performance culture when you have staff finish the school year and literally the next day we had 57 staff here for a session. So pretty impressive. And we also already have 640 other staff already signed up for sessions scheduled throughout the summer. Those sessions are put together, planned for, organized by administrators, coaches, and teachers. I actually looked at it just before the meeting. About 10 to 15 administrators plan those sessions, and really 20 to 25 coaches and teachers. So a majority of the facilitators are certified staff. So again, back to that high performance culture of partnering with staff to put these sessions together and facilitate them. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Dada.
Thank you. As part of my presentation, I'm going to start with the budget and then transportation, which you have heard many times. This morning, we had a very wonderful workshop, and one of the components was AI. So I put in my prompt as to how do I right size the budget without making anybody upset. And I've always followed a collaborative process. And in this case, really, the urgency is not just on my agenda. It's a system-wide process. We want to make sure that we are a sustainable school district. Dr. Galini, from the very beginning, has said is he wants a balanced budget. The instructional leadership, department heads, campus leaders, have all worked very collaboratively. And I must say, everything we do in the school district is for kids. So there is nothing like which we are cutting back on waste or people in before us didn't really know how to spend. So we just right sizing it based on our available revenue. Our school district had significant growth in revenue a few years ago because of CPPRT and ESSER. That revenue went back. Our expenditure lifestyle did not change. So it's always very challenging when you're pulling back. And at the same time, we will always grow in areas where it's best for students. So I thank everyone who's worked with us on doing that. And I also want to make sure that I acknowledge Janet, who's sitting in the back, who provided me with so much information in terms of history for the last 5 years, expenditures by line item. She got different sources to put more information. All the department leaders worked with us. We have had discussions with Dr. Galini's support at the cabinet level to review line by line expenditure. And that process is continuing. So we normally at this time would put things on public display. And the only reason we are not doing it is because we are creating a database for multiple years to address that thing. So we had a comprehensive review of line item across departments. And we also have refined the process where we have had multiple meetings. And in this multiple meetings, I would really, once again, compliment Tom for working with me, especially for the campus leadership. He took a lot of, he provided a lot of time for us to meet with the principals to make sure we support them. Budget database has been created, which will help us going forward, not just for this year, but we have a lot of information in our database. The next step is have meeting to see if we can further fine tune. And at this stage, we are focusing on everything but salaries and benefit because that's HR and the superintendent's leadership has already tackled some of those things, and we have plans for that one. But I feel pretty good about what we have accomplished and what we plan to accomplish in the next few weeks to provide you with a sustainable budget going forward. Transportation update, as you know, we've all been counting number of days with Safeway. So one of the things that the cabinet has, what is your win? And that was number one, done with safe with the business relationship. Obviously, the company did provide us with wonderful service for first few years. The last year was a challenge. We experienced a big difference immediately in summer school transportation. I know there was an incident, but that was not the fault of the bus driver. And the bus company has been extremely responsive. They have drivers, they have extra drivers, they have safety people, the management was there, and we feel the dry run, which is without the students, were done. Nothing was a surprise. First day of school is always the challenge when forms are filled out and people don't check mark if they want transportation service and so on. Otherwise, it's been relatively very quiet in the business office in the last 2 days, so we are all very happy about it. Planned strategy, have meetings with our service providers. We want to make sure we take care of drivers, and we will have a very good bus service next year. Thank you.
Do you know if any of the bus drivers were retained from the old company that are driving this summer, or if it's all new, or I know they're trying to.
They have recruited more than half of the drivers, and they've given them all the opportunity. It's just that the driver safely was paying them for 6 hours. And the reality out there is 4.5 to 5 hours. And we expect that by the time they're done with our dual run, they will be paid 5 hours. There are some routes, like one example is NSSE routes. They were done in 45 minutes in the morning and 45 minutes in the afternoon, and they were still paying 6 hours. So it's tough for them. Anytime you have a reduction, it's tough. But that's what they're going to find other places too. Thank you.
Okay, and curriculum and instruction. We are happy to say we've had a successful launch of our summer programming this week. Monday was the first day. I was actually out on Friday at the teacher in service, and I saw all the Durham buses lined up doing their dry run for summer. So that was a wonderful sign to see. And I went and waved at the bus drivers, tell them how happy we were to have them. But as a reminder, our Summer LEAP program is being held at Forest View and Holmes, and our ESY program this year is at Juliet Low. And almost all of our programs are running 4 weeks through July 2nd this year. And we will provide a board summary of the programs in the fall, as we do every year. The big work in curriculum and instruction department has been, of course, our focus on high quality instruction, as you're well aware, related to our strategic plan refresh in the fall. We had an initial session this morning with our building and district leaders on launching HQI at the buildings, and we'll continue to support our leaders through our remaining administrator retreat days when they return in July to prepare for that launch for next year. We also are, of course, continuing our work on our curriculum redesign, as I mentioned last month at our meeting. But in 3 big areas, we're simplifying those planning documents to remove barriers for our teachers. We're streamlining curriculum maps. We're planning out the pacing calendars and giving our teachers planning tools, removing things from their plate so that they have their energy focused in on daily instruction and student engagement. We are also in the middle of aligning our monolingual and dual language classrooms so that our teachers across programs have more collaboration opportunities. They're able to share resources with each other and, of course, provide equitable learning experiences for all of our students. And then finally, we are working to embed common assessments throughout our reading, math, and science so that our teachers have real-time data at their hands to ensure that they're able to meet the needs of their students on the daily basis. While I'm talking about this work, I'd love to shout out our curriculum coordinators, as well as our instructional coaches and our teacher leaders who are all continuing this work over the summer during their time off. Speaking of high performance culture, that's what we see. Our teams are here to do the job. whatever it takes to make sure that we have it all ready for the fall. So we greatly appreciate their work. We are stronger as a team because of their collaboration, their dedication, and their hard work. And then we are preparing for professional learning for Opening Institute Day in August. So while we're sending our teachers and students off for summer, we're still here preparing for that. So that day in August, that's the district day, will serve as the launch pad for our curricular redesign and our focus on HQI. Those sessions are really structured around making sense for our teachers and being very clear with what the expectations are, what the changes will be, and how we will support them in meeting those. We're committed to giving our teachers that clarity and that support that they need to be ready for our students on day one. And I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Vittori.
Thank you. Good evening. The Human Resource Department and all of the hiring managers, leaders in the district are still working very hard to complete our 26-27 staffing plan. I think we are further along this year than we have probably been in the last 5 years. And we have already filled 30 certified positions. Please remember that we do now have the retirement benefit in our CBA. So almost half of those are due to retirements. So we're doing a really nice job as a team. The orientation meetings to get those newly hired individuals into the district to feel welcomed and excited, they're underway, and over half of them have already been completed. These happen either individually or in small group. And the last few that I was able to sit in on had 6 to 10 people in them, and they are already bonding together, meeting people that are at similar buildings or similar roles, and it is just very, very exciting to see. That's a perfect transition to the new Educator Network prep, the orientation. The week before certified and ESP staff return is our new Educator Network week. And there are 3 days, August 3rd, 4th, and 5th, where we have our certified, newly hired staff come to the district and we provide them with orientation and training. Please don't hesitate to mark your calendar. Stop by. Usually there's swag. There's always good food. We would love to see you. But this year, thanks to a great recommendation from Dr. Galini, which came from our retirement and recognition celebration, was just hearing how wonderfully some of our retired staff talk about their experience in District 59. And so we're very excited to add to next year's program a kickoff from one of our retired teachers who's going to just speak to not only the joy of teaching, but the joy of teaching in District 59. So more to come. Very excited about that. And those 3 days are just like we align instruction in our classroom to the needs of our students. We do the same with the group that we're hiring in. So of course we're welcoming, there's orientation, there's training, there's compliance, but we will absolutely talk about high quality instruction, high performance culture. And this year there's more special ed hires than other positions. So we will specifically dedicate additional time and use all of the coaches and coordinators and directors in district to provide that. We also partner with the DEA. They bring lunch one day as well. It's a really nice 3 days. And then finally, we've already had 70 subs come in for their annual training, some of which are new. That is also orientation and compliance training, but also a welcome to District 59 to answer any questions, to encourage them to be part of our district family. Thank you.
Russ, thank you for inviting us. Definitely great opportunity. If you could follow up afterwards via email, because we have to coordinate so that we don't show up more than 2 at the same time. But thank you. Just want to say I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I will work with Maribel and we'll make that happen. Thank you.
Okay, communications. I know we touched on the strategic plan earlier, but just given the shift for the approval move to tonight, we wanted to ensure that all of our audiences were aware of this change. So a communication was sent to staff, families, and community members on Monday. This outlined what we heard from the survey and listening sessions, as well as how the feedback was used in the refresh strategic plan and what they can expect next. So this was also updated on our website, and we'll be updating the website again tomorrow with a link to the final approved plan once that is approved this evening. Parent Square, I am pleased to say that we are officially in the middle of onboarding and syncing. That is in process. So we're still planning for a mid-July launch for our families. And as a reminder, only district and building leaders will be using this platform for the first half of next year. So more to come, but we're super excited. It's been really great to dive into that, and we're excited to push it out wider. End of year social media videos. You've probably seen a continued uptick in what we've been posting to Facebook and Instagram, but I wanted to just touch on the recent 8th grade graduation videos and the staff send-off video. Really great if you have not seen it. I want to give a shout out to Brandon on my team who put those videos together. They were incredibly well received and had really strong engagement between likes, comments, and views, some of the strongest and highest that I've seen in my time here. So just a kudos to him and all of the people who participated in those. And on the note of story and highlights, if you did not see this week, we posted a story on Rupley, specifically Ira Rupley. I had the privilege of connecting with the great granddaughter of Ira Rupley, who, as I'm sure you can assume, Rupley Elementary School is named after. And it was just a really great opportunity to connect with his family, learn more about Ira, the impact he had on this community, and how that legacy continues today. So we look forward to kind of spotlighting our schools more as the year continues. And lastly, safety stickers and vestibule TVs. So in partnership with the facilities and safety teams, we've developed a new sticker that will be placed on the outside of all of our building doors over the summer. It says "Police Protected," and it will be alongside the "No Firearms" sticker. And then in addition, per board request, to have a public-facing message that notes we protect students and their data, we created a digital sign that will have this messaging, and this will be displayed on TVs that will be located in each of the vestibules across all of our buildings, and those TVs are being installed this summer. So because the primary purpose of the TV is to showcase safety messaging, we were able to cover that cost using Title IV funds, but we'll also be able to include some other school messaging as well and highlights there.
Tonight in Student Services and Support, I am highlighting and celebrating a significant positive impact of one of our mental health partnerships with Cartwheel. So to give you the background, 2 years ago, we were seeing a significant problem in our area. While we had great mental health partners, we were seeing that wait lists to get students into services in our community were sometimes up to 6 months. And we also had a real lack of Spanish-speaking providers. And so we started to seek out various solutions and review partners and services that we could look into or that we could secure for District 59 to start to solve that problem. We landed on partnering with Cartwheel, which is a teletherapy service with qualified clinicians. And we have now been using them for about 2 years, and we have a really positive impact. We have delivered 882 sessions to students or families in District 59. Those sessions are a result of referrals made by social workers or administrators, or families self-referring. They can elect to participate in those services. And unlike a 6-month wait, we are getting people started in 14 days with Cartwheel. And so that is the approximate time from the referral to the actual first session. 74% of the services we provided are at no cost to the families. So it is also helping to overcome any monetary barriers that they may experience with getting services. And 21% of what is provided has been in Spanish. 67% of the students who are receiving regular sessions are showing lower anxiety and depression rating scores after they participate. And 84% of students report that their sessions are helpful. This is something that we have been able to provide with our Title IV grant funds. And with these results and this impact, we plan to continue that as long as our grant funds will allow it. I want to make sure to celebrate those who are doing the referrals, who are making sure to connect our families with the services, the social workers, the administrators, and Ms. Ashley Robertson, our Director of SEL and Support, who has led this process in the district and led us to these great outcomes. In addition to Cartwheel, we are expanding an option specific to junior high students, and that is Gaggle Reach Out. This is something that provides 24/7 counseling via text, again, with qualified counselors. And this was recently shared via newsletters with parents. It's just starting up, and we'll be using it going into next year. The difference between Reach Out and Cartwheel is really the regular sessions and the frequency. Reach Out can be used at any time. It could be one conversation that students have. They might be having a particularly tough day or need to talk to someone in that moment, or they can talk to someone as many times as they need to. Whereas Cartwheel is regularly scheduled sessions with the same provider. So a little bit different for different reasons, but we continue to expand our options to make sure that our students are well and taken care of. And Gaggle Reach Out has been funded by our Ed Foundation. So very thankful for their contributions that allow us to continue to expand the services we provide in mental health. And Mr. Ben Gray is next.
Thank you, Katie. So this evening I have updates on 3 items that I have discussed in previous meetings. The first being Ridge innovation work. I've had the privilege of working with Ridge and the staff there to look at what our identity is as a school of choice. We want to be a premier school of choice in the area. We as a district are very lucky to have a school of choice that families have the choice to attend, and we want to make sure that the elements of Ridge are something that allow families to choose for unique reasons. So through conversations, we've had 4 meetings so far with staff over the course of May. And through those discussions, we've reached consensus on a core identity and then started working on what would innovation type time look like at Ridge. And when I say innovation, I mean what would look different for Ridge than what we have at other buildings. What could we do at that school together that would allow for that choice, as I mentioned before, thinking of things like teaching students how to think about their thinking, looking to involve more families, more community in the learning experience. There's a number of items and a number of ideas that the staff have presented. So we're going to work over the summer with the groups to start to really fine tune those ideas and be prepared to kick off the school year when Ridge starts in July. Our new line interactive flat panel displays, these are the displays that are Title I funded. We will be receiving them next year. Next week, we will be receiving 40, next year too, sure. But we will be receiving more next year. So right now, we're going to receive 45 boards, and those are for the initial group of staff who are interested in starting to use those at some of our schools. Then we will next year have another round of our Title I funding to look to expand the boards across more schools, across more grade levels. And we're very excited about that. We will have PD this summer for staff, for those 45 staff who will be using the boards to start the school year. We'll also have a session right at the start of the school year. We know not everyone is available over the summer, so we want to make sure that we're being flexible and providing that time and the space that staff need to feel comfortable with the board. And finally, the LRC framework. Last month, I shared our 2040 competencies and explained the 6 different competencies we have. So we worked with the LRC team in early May, and then again last week, worked on looking specifically at where the 2040 competencies live across the 4 foundational areas of the LRC, and especially in information literacy. We know, and I shared this last month, but we know how important the current landscape is for students, for adults, for all of us to be able to understand how to be critical consumers of the information we're coming across online and in society in general. And so that's the work we're doing in the LRC to increase the opportunities for students to be able to engage in that work. So more to come on all 3 of these, but all 3 very exciting.
Ben, just want to say great thank you for driving the Ridge innovation work. I know that school was originally created as the innovation hub, and that can later help all the other schools. I'm very happy to see that coming, but that spirit coming back to the district.
Yes. All right, thank you. We can move on to, is that right for the updates? Okay. We can move on to our consent agenda. So if I could get a motion to approve consent agenda items 7.01 through 7.05.
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second. Any questions? If not, we can have a roll call.
Ms. Kittinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini?
Aye.
Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye. All right, motion passes. We have multiple action items. So 8.01 is the first. So this would be to, if I could get a motion to establish our fiscal year to be July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. And that we will have a public hearing on our tentative budget for that year on Wednesday, September 30th. And the budget will be on display a minimum of 30 minutes before, or 30 days before that time.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Moved in second. Any questions? Okay, if not, we can have a vote.
Ms. Notini? Aye. Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. 8.2 is the appointment of the school treasurer, who for the next, effective July 1st, will be our new Assistant Superintendent for Business Services, Greg Volan. If I could get a motion to approve him as school treasurer.
So moved.
I'll second.
Move in second. Any questions, comments? Not, do you have a vote?
Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini?
Aye.
All right, 8.3, the school treasurer bond. If we can get a motion to approve a bond for Mr. Voland in the amount of $14,300,000 for next fiscal year.
So moved.
Second.
Moving second, any questions?
And just to confirm, mostly so that our folks that are watching it online, that's a standard. It's not something that we just want to do it because we're afraid. Every treasurer has to have the bond.
Yes. It doesn't cost that much.
No, it does not.
All right, if we can have a vote.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini?
Aye.
Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes. We have 8.4, so if we can get a motion to direct the school treasurer to transfer 100% of the interest earned in the debt service fund to the education fund for the 25-26 fiscal year.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Moved in second, any questions? Okay, vote.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini?
Aye.
Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Similarly, 8.5 is a motion to direct the school treasurer to transfer 100% of the interest earned in the working cash fund to the operation and maintenance fund from 25-26.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved to second. Any questions, comments? Now, if we could have a vote.
Ms. Eddy? Aye. Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini?
Aye.
Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. The 10-year health life safety survey. If we could get a motion to approve Archon Associates and RTM Engineering for our 10-year health life safety survey in the amount of $254,297.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Moved in second. Any questions? Okay, vote.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger?
Aye.
Ms. Notini?
Aye.
Mr. Chesney?
Aye.
Mr. Bookler?
Aye.
Ms. Zach?
Aye.
Ms. Eddy? Aye.
Motion passes. We have 8.7. This is a motion to approve the funding and installation of the environmental sensors in the junior high restrooms. in the, do we know what the total is? Oh, sorry, here it is, in the amount of $51,428, and there's a subscription cost of $4,988 annually.
I'll be happy to make a motion.
I'll second.
Moving second, any questions, comments? Okay, if we have a vote.
Ms. Kitzinger.
Aye.
Ms. Notini.
Aye.
Mr. Chesney.
Aye.
Mr. Bookler.
Aye.
Ms. Zach.
Aye.
Ms. Eddy. Aye. Mr. Johnson.
Aye. Okay, the motion passes. Next, we have 8.8, the approval and adoption of the strategic plan refresh. If I could get a motion to approve it as presented.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Moved in second, any questions? Okay, if we have a vote, please.
Ms. Notini.
Aye.
Mr. Chesney.
Aye.
Mr. Bookler.
Aye.
Ms. Zach.
Aye.
Ms. Eddy. Aye. Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. 8.9, we have the approval of our e-learning plan that is presented.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Moved to second, any questions?
Yes. Yes, I did. Sorry.
Gotta be quick. That was
Actually,
good.
no, I'm not.
Come on, you're on a roll.
Oh. So this e-learning plan, it's supposed to, I've heard some comments on our e-learning done in the past. To confirm, if there's a snow day, I remember when I was a kid, I loved those because, every kid loves snow day. What is our policy? How do we handle those moments?
So renewing this plan gives us the opportunity to have an e-learning day should we choose to exercise that opportunity. We would only do that if we had enough time to set our teachers up and our students up for success. So we would not call an e-learning day at 6 a.m., let's say, if there was an unexpected emergency, because we would not be prepared for it and neither would families, right? So in those cases, we would have a traditional emergency day. And so given a traditional snow day, we may still very well have traditional snow days, but this gives us the opportunity to have an e-learning day and not have to make it up at the end of the school year.
Thank you. Just wanted it for the record because I do remember explanation from last year, but I got a question or two this year about it, so I wanted to make sure I asked that. Thank you.
All right, if we can vote.
Mr. Chesney.
Aye.
Mr. Bookler.
Aye.
Ms. Zach.
Aye.
Ms. Eddy. Aye. Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger.
Aye.
Ms. Notini.
Aye.
Okay, 8.10, if I could have somebody make this motion.
Do I have to make the motion because I'm reading it?
Yep.
Oh, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Whereas the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 59, Cook County, Illinois, has received reports from its administrators concerning the professional conduct of Mike Kusabab, a licensed employee of the board, and whereas such reports indicate that the professional conduct of Mike Kusabab is deficient in the specific respects listed in the notice to remedy attached hereto as Exhibit 1 and made a part hereof by reference, and whereas the Board of Education hereby determines that such deficiencies, if not remedied and corrected, would constitute cause for dismissal of Mike Kusabab from employment in School District 59. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 59, Cook County, Illinois, as follows. The President and Secretary of the Board of Education are authorized and directed to execute and deliver or cause to be delivered for and on behalf of the Board to Mike Kusabab a notice to remedy in the form of Exhibit 1 attached hereto and made part hereof, which notice identifies unsatisfactory and deficient professional conduct by Mike Kusabab, which the board has determined may result in the discharge and dismissal of Mike Kusabab from employment in District 59 if such conduct is not remedied. This resolution shall be in full force and effect upon its adoption.
All right, motion, we got a second?
I'll second.
Moved in second, any questions? No questions. Roll call vote.
Mr. Bookler.
Aye.
Ms. Zach. Aye. Ms. Eddy. Aye. Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger.
Aye.
Ms. Notini.
Aye.
Mr. Chesney.
Aye.
All right, motion is adopted. We have 8.11. I'll make the motion, whereas the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 59, Cook County, Illinois, has received reports from its administrators concerning the professional conduct of Jessica Cerna, a licensed employee of the board, and whereas such reports indicate that the professional conduct of Jessica Cerna is deficient in the specific respects listed in the notice to remedy attached here to as Exhibit 1 and made a part hereof by reference, and whereas the Board of Education hereby determines that such deficiencies, if not remedied and corrected, would constitute cause for dismissal of Jessica Cerna from employment in School District 59. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Education of Community Consolidated School District 59, Cook County, Illinois as follows. The President and Secretary of the Board of Education are authorized and directed to execute and deliver or cause to be delivered for and on behalf of the board to Jessica Cerna a notice to remedy in the form of Exhibit 1 attached hereto and made part hereof, which notice identifies unsatisfactory and deficient professional conduct by Jessica Cerna, which the board has determined may result in the discharge and dismissal of Jessica Cerna from employment in District 59, if such conduct is not remedied. This resolution shall be in full force and effect upon its adoption. If we can get a second.
I'll second.
Moved in second. Vote, please.
Ms. Sack. Aye. Ms. Eddy. Aye. Mr. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Kitzinger.
Aye.
Ms. Notini. Aye. Mr. Chesney.
Aye.
Mr. Bookler.
Aye.
Okay, motion is adopted. We can move on to our discussion items, the 9.1, the SRO IGA renewals.
Recently, Mr. Malik, Dr. Galini, and I met with our police department leaders to discuss some changes coming from the state of Illinois that are required in our intergovernmental agreements for our school resource officers. These changes are not significant for us because we already have these practices in place. However, we need to make sure that they are written into our IGAs and clarified there. So right now we are working in collaboration with each police department to finalize those intergovernmental agreements, and then we will bring them to the board for approval, and they will bring them to their villages and cities for approval.
Thank you.
Any like specific examples of what those are?
Sure. There are some new training requirements that need to be listed that our SROs have already met, but we didn't specifically spell out in the IGA. There are some specifics to how officers will or will not handle situations, that they will not fine or ticket students for things that happen at school, which has never been a practice for us. So these are things that we regularly have in place as best practices with our SRO program, but we need to now codify in writing in our IGAs.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, we have press update 121. Is there anything significant in these? Do you know of? Okay. Okay. We can look through them. This would technically be the first reading, and then next time we vote on them. Okay. Any questions? Okay. 10 reports of the Board of Education. We'll just go down the line here. The only thing I have, actually, we'll do it at 11.0. Okay, go ahead.
I don't really have much because it's the end of the year, but I got to go to Ridge's field day, which was super fun. Got to squirt a bunch of kids with water for the last time because my kids will no longer be there. But I will volunteer to do that anytime at any school. So if you need somebody to squirt kids with water, give me a call because I love that. It's super fun. We had Kona Ice brought to you by the FTO, and it was super fun. I believe that Ross showed up in full suit. Was not ready for water? Okay. No, I wanted to, but I was
Now you know for
really
next
good.
time.
So that was wonderful. And I just want to wish everybody a happy summer because it is here in full force. Oh my gosh, I went to all the graduations. I forgot. No, they were all wonderful. Our 8th graders were fantastic. Our administration did a great job putting the graduations on. It's no small feat because getting all those kids to do the same thing at the same time is, I'm sure, a very tough job. Not what I'm envious of, but they were all beautiful. They were all unique in their special ways, with the orchestras performing or choir singing. It was wonderful to see them all do that. So thank you for that reminder, Nikki. I'm really tired. I've been on vacation and I had cheer camp. I'm real tired. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
And thank you,
That's good.
Nicole, for being our rep at all 3 graduations. Yeah.
So I did more as a parent, but I was at Holmes graduation, and let me tell you, watching them stand and sit, Miss Wing, 1, 2, 3 with Mr. Dugan, 1, 2, 3, and you guys talking, that was great. And then I went to John Jay's 5th grade clap out, which was really nice, and they did a great little thing watching my son and looking at what my son, you know, has said are some of his memories. I'm like, oh, really? That happened? That's great. So, but it was really great.
D59 Foundation met, discussed the standards items. I'm so happy we got to meet the scholarship winners tonight. Thank you always, D59 Foundation. And I was also at Grove Junior High's graduation with Dr. Ulini and Nicole. So thank you to Ms. Jensky, Ms. DeVito, and Mr. Alloway for hosting such a great celebration of our 8th graders.
I also attended a graduation, Holmes Junior High graduation, along with Nicole, and it was great to celebrate our 8th graders from Holmes Junior High and to hear from some of them. I also had the privilege of joining a portion of the leaders retreat today here in this room. I chose to attend the high quality instruction portion. That was the only piece I could make. And there's a few, there were so many highlights, but there's a few that I actually wrote down because I was so excited to hear them all. There was a mention of low technology. We didn't really talk about it, but I saw it and I appreciate that. And I was most intrigued by the discussion of the first teach and the second teach, which, you know, you're all learning about, but that the first teach is always by the classroom teacher, and the second teach, if needed, will also be by the classroom teacher, and that could potentially eliminate any disjointed intervention that's happening maybe at other times or in different content areas. So I was really pleased to hear that. Also, two or three other things, how engaged learning will help manage behaviors. That will be a big, because, you know, that's often an issue, and just if everyone is engaged, if they're pairing up and talking, you know, they will maybe behave better. Also, just repeating no iReady during Tier 1 instruction in ELA and math. The teacher has the most ability to impact learning. I hope I got that right. And the last thing is IAR components being incorporated into the curriculum. I was really pleased to hear that. So thank you for inviting us. If you could keep doing that, we'll try to come. And that's it.
Cool. So I was with Nicole at the Friendship Junior High on Thursday, May 28th for their graduation. Like you said, the students were fantastic with their speeches, their singing. Principal Wheatley did a great job. I know we had Dr. Galini, Dr. Ashel, Mrs. Savage, Mr. Ludoff, Ms. Jobsky, Mr. Brandon. We're all there. Did I miss anyone? I got it. Okay. So a lot of support for our students. And I know Ms. Jobsky and Brandon had the iPad for the recordings of the graduations. Did that go okay, or?
It did. We actually had a lot of views across all 3 junior high live streams on Facebook. I think like the highest amount we reached was maybe on Groves. It was like 50 people were on there at once, which was far more than we were expecting. So I think it was a really cost-effective way to still allow family and friends who couldn't attend to still see the graduation ceremony.
It was great to see the comments on there where they were just, you know, shouting out their graduate, and I think that was a great cost-efficient way to do it. I mean, you know, if we can continue that way or something else would be great too, but as long as we continue that, I think it would be wonderful.
Yeah, we can definitely do the same thing next year.
Awesome.
As long as we don't throw in the comments at the same time as kids are walking through, because that might go wrong.
And then I noticed with like the sound system that we had to rent speakers, but also at the high school, they have speakers in there. So I don't know if there's any way we could tap into those in the future, if the sound's going to be better, or if it, you know, what we're doing currently works. So if we just evaluate that.
Actually, on that note, I just wonder if we've considered using the high school auditoriums as opposed to their gyms. I know that Rolling Meadows High School, for example, has a huge auditorium, so does, yeah, I'm not sure about the other ones, but have we considered that, or can we consider that?
The high school is smaller, the auditorium compared to the gym. I think the gym fits more at Oakland High School.
Okay, and Rolling Meadows has a very large auditorium.
I think my only, like, especially with Rolling Meadows, was that everything was echoing. It's not just a straight microphone. It's and again, I don't know what their system is, and I don't know if there's any way to even fix that since it's not ours.
Were
I
they
wonder.
portable speakers there too that the district rented, or were they using the?
No, am I right? It was it was Rolling Meadows, right? That, yeah.
It was.
It was
Okay, so
not.
maybe it's
Yeah, it
not
was
better.
nothing ours.
Maybe it's not better. I don't know. Okay, cool. And then real quick, or is that it? Anything else? Okay, the Arlington Heights Farmers Market. It's open Saturdays, all the way up until October 17th from 8 to 12. They've got all kinds of family activities there. They've got the Arlington Heights Historical Museum. They've got face paintings. They've got building blocks. They've got music, the story time. The Arlington Heights Library is there. There's a scavenger hunt. So there's all kinds of activities. There's free samples there from some of the vendors. So I'd encourage everyone that our families to take their kids if they're available. It's some education and entertainment. It's a great experience. I know my kids like going, and there's pets there, and usually the people are really friendly with if my kids ask to pet their dog, and it's been great. So, and then I had a chance to go to the 5th grade clap out for Principal Samantha Stone at Devonshire. It was great to see all the kids. It's just an amazing school. I've been there a few times. The smiles on the kids' faces, and just a wonderful school, supportive staff. So thank you for inviting me to that. And I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here. I know this is a motion and Susan's last board meeting. So thank you for everything that you've done throughout the years, and motion as well. And we really appreciate it and wish you well. So thank you. That's it. Thanks.
All right. Well, first, I was invited by Miss, and I'm saying it as an apology to Miss Tapia. I was invited to John Jay's annual field day. Very much thank you for the invitation. Sorry I missed it due to some work emergencies. Hope you can forgive me and invite me again. I do have some NSSEO updates. In your emails today, I sent out an ICE resolution and signage as a draft that was borrowed from other districts, and specifically also a lot of it from 214, which borrowed from other districts as well. With an ask for feedback, comments, concerns, which then those would be brought to the NSSEO with me during the August meeting. Second, I sent out a massive update regarding things that happened in NSSEO. I'm not going to bore everybody with details, but I did summarize it. Feel free to look at it and let me know if you have any questions. The cool thing that I wanted to share from last meeting, NSSEO just completed their spring Human X survey, and it's aimed to assess staff, team, department, admins, organization as a whole. And in that one, they used to do still this year. That was the last year, spring and fall. Spring always having a little bit higher scores than the fall, but still in the so-called dream box, which is moderate to high satisfaction and engagement, they had over 93%, which is phenomenal for the responses. And ongoing, and as you review the improvements over the years, the last 3 years of data, every year it has been going up and up and up. So just wanted to share as we're part of a great organization. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas, and everyone. All right, so informational items. I don't know if anybody's looked in yet, but we have the board committees that Sarah, good job. So if anybody wants to sign up for a new committee, You can go ahead and put your name in there. If we don't have any names, maybe like give everybody a week to look this over. And if we don't, Maribel, do you want to just move over whoever was last year? Okay.
I just want to say I don't think I can handle curriculum this year. So I don't want to volunteer you to do this, Ryan, but I think you'd be good at curriculum. Okay.
All right. So Ryan can go in there. I'll continue to do what I have unless anybody really wants to do them. Lucas, I think you got NSSEO covered, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you do awesome with that.
Doing long range planning.
Yeah,
we should all
that's
be on
kinda-
that one.
I think most of these top ones we kind of all
Top ones
Mhm.
all, we just had like one person at least that.
was like the point person. So that's fine. Oh, look at us. We got most of it good. Okay, good. Makes sense. Okay. And then, so June 24th, we had a meeting scheduled where typically somebody from ISB would come in and help us, but we don't have that scheduled. So June 24th, not happening. Everybody comfortable with that? And then, so our next scheduled meeting would be July 8th.
I will not be.
July 8th? Okay. And last year, actually, we canceled that. So I don't know. We can play like by ear, but I know you're doing a lot of work over the summer. So if we have it, it'll be a quick one. Good. All right. Then I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Meeting's adjourned.